There's one more topic that we need to talk about today, and that's guns. Yesterday's tragedy brings us to 40 people who've been shot to death this year in our city. That level of gun violence is beyond horrific, and it's beyond anything we can and will accept in our community.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg gave an impassioned speech during a press conference on Tuesday morning, just a day after another deadly shooting in his city. Greenberg said that he needed help from state and national legislators to reduce the incidence of gun violence in his city. 40 people have lost their lives due to gun violence in Louisville, Kentucky alone just this year.
Our police did a heroic job yesterday and every day. And we are already doing a lot to reduce the amount of gun violence in our city and make Louisville safer. We're going to invest more in mental health care. We're working to make universal pre-K a reality. Workforce development initiatives for young and older adults alike. These are all important. These are all also long-term solutions. We have to take action now. We need short-term action to end this gun violence epidemic now, so fewer people die on our streets and in our banks and in our schools and in our churches. And for that, we need help.
5 more families have to lay their loved ones to rest because another psycho decided to take his frustrations out on innocent people. Police identified the gunman as Connor Sturgeon, an employee of the Old National Bank. Sturgeon had recently learned that the bank was going to fire him, but was unclear as to why. Sturgeon had worked at the bank since 2018. He went to work for them straight out of college, yet this despicable human being was able to purchase a weapon of war and do the unthinkable.
This isn't about partisan politics. This is about life and death. This is about preventing tragedies. You may think this will never happen to you, never happen to any of your friends or loved ones. I used to think that. The sad truth is that now no one in our city, no one in our state, no one in our country has that luxury anymore.
Mayor Greenberg pleaded to the Kentucky State Legislature to give Louisville more autonomy to enact stricter measures to reduce the number of guns in the city. He also went after the provision in his state's law that will allow the resale of the murder weapon.
Last year, I survived a workplace shooting. And now yesterday, I've lost a very close friend in another workplace shooting. 5 more families have lost a loved one. It has happened in Louisville. It could happen in Paducah, in Pikeville, or in Covington. This is happening in America everywhere, and will keep happening until we say enough and take meaningful action. Give Louisville the autonomy to deal with our unique gun violence epidemic. Let us, the people of Louisville, make our own choices about how we reduce gun violence in our city.
Under current Kentucky law, the weapon that was used to kill members of a heartbroken community allows for that same weapon to be auctioned off at a later date. Dr. Jason Smith, chief medical officer to the local hospital, said his facility used 170 units of blood on Monday treating the wounded. Officer Nicholas Wilt, who was shot in the head when police confronted the gunman at the Louisville Bank, is a volunteer firefighter and last reported was still in critical condition. Police said that Sturgeon used an AR-15 style weapon that was purchased locally and legally 6 days ago. This Friday, Donald Trump and other Republican leaders will take the stage at the National Rifle Association Leadership Forum in Indiana, where they are likely to kiss the backsides of the NRA. Mike Pence, Mike Braun, Representative Jim Jordan, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem are among the speakers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will deliver video addresses. The Republicans have turned their backs on this nation's children. Mayor Greenberg is absolutely right. Thank you, Mayor, for having a backbone. That's what sets you apart from the Republican lawmakers in Kentucky, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.